So the Dodgers win 4-1. What a comeback for the ages. Right when it looked like the Yankees were going back to LA. When it was 5-0, I thought, well, maybe they might be one game at a time. Maybe Aaron Boone was on to something. Aaron Judge got off the milk cart and hit a home run. It's like, okay, they were coming alive. They were really hitting the ball. They were beating the Dodgers at their own game. But then that man came along, and it could have been Mookie Bettis, but you know who, the MVP of the series, Freddie Freeman. He left an indelible mark. And that 5-0 lead and bad errors, getting out hustled, out work, it was 5-5. Yes, the Yankees took the lead back. Giancarlo Stanton hit that fly out, but Dodgers took the lead for good. And Freddie Freeman was the X factor, and they just was on the bases like Mookie Bettis and them. They pitching came up, they finished them off. They won 7-6. And now we go look at two sides of the totality. As I told people, as a Yankee fan, I said the Dust Dodgers series was going to be the toughest series that the Yankees had. I knew it was going to be a knockdown, drag down fight, and it was going to be tough to beat them. Now, if you go by the run count, the Dodgers won by 1 run overall. But the hustle, the moxie, the blueprint, it was a blowout. It wasn't a close series at all. I wasn't surprised because I knew it was going to be tough. I kept telling it, that's the best team I've seen in baseball. I kept telling about the Dodgers. Respect to Dave Roberts because he outcoached Aaron Boone badly. He was just too sharp for him. And also, congratulations, the second African American manager to win 2 chips, tying Cito Gaston. And third overall African American manager wins. Dusty Baker did. So that's historical. And you got to give it to Dave Roberts because he showed me as a player what he could do. I'll never forget that stolen base against the Yankees 20 years ago. That was a turning point when they were down 3-0. That man's a winner. That's a head of a winner. That's a guy that knows how to get the job done. Shohei Ohtani, National League MVP, even though he didn't really have a particularly good series, he played his heart. He showed a lot of heart and emotion. Toughed it out. They just was tough. They punched the Yankees in the mouth. They didn't relent. The fans trying to grab with Mookie Betts was ridiculous and embarrassing. Didn't matter. The Dodgers would not be denied. That's the heart of a champion. They showed it. And I'm going to say this right now. They got a chance to be a dynasty because they got the skilled players and position players. And they're in a tough division. I'm not going to bemoan and say the American League ain't tough, but the National League is far competitive. Come on now. You got the Padres breathing down your neck. You got Milwaukee in the Central who could probably come out of there. And of course you got, by the way, Philadelphia, Atlanta, and the Mets team coming to come up. So that's a tough, what they did. Great accomplishment. Because they've had to go through a Padres team, which would have probably been with that lineup. But anyway, you got to give it to the Dodgers. Came up big, did everything the Yankees couldn't do. And the Dodgers' future looks bright. I could definitely see them making a couple returns. I figure they got another ring or two in them. I really do. The next 3 or 4 years easily. This looks like the next, after Houston, the next dynastic run. I could see it. As for the Yankees, they got to decide what they're going to do with Soto. Garrett Cole pitched really well, but they got to get some pieces. They're missing a couple of pieces. Aaron Judge has to step it up. I think Giancarlo Stanton, obviously with 7 homers postseason, he definitely solidified his positioning. So but they need a couple of pieces. They're not far off, but they got to get it better mentally. Aaron Boone did enough, I'd say, to save his job because had they won and went back to LA, I'd say definitively he'd be all right. But I think he'll do just enough. But they got outmanaged, outplayed, out hustled, out coached. And that can't be downplayed. They lost to a superior team. Dodgers were just a better team. 4-1 doesn't really do the totality because Freddie Freeman alone by himself was just beasting and feasting. So they got to get themselves something to counter that, And that's the problem that they run into, It was the most one-sided World Series between the two teams to play, To me, when Ice Cube performed last Saturday, he set that thing off, by the way. I think they really felt the spirit and as a dedication to Fernando Valenzuela. Vince Scully, Tommy Lasorda would have been proud. Fat Joe was as dry as the crowd and cheap, and that's a fact. Much respect to Ashante. She sounded good live. so much respect. But anyway, back to the game. Uh, Bad mental errors. The Yankees picked the worst time to be sloppy. You can't blow a 5-0 lead at home. You can't lose the momentum, and they lost this game multiple ways. The Dodgers just wanted it more. They came, took it out of them, beat it out of them, and it was never in doubt, you know. So I think sometimes when you get a forecast about something, let it be. I could tell when Derek Jeter was talking, he was frustrated. He think he had a uniform underneath his coat because he couldn't get out there. That's what they needed. They needed a spark plug to get up under him, and they just didn't have it. They were relying on home runs, and they were happy. And Aaron Judge played good last night. He had that catch against Freeman on the wall, but then he misjudged that one ball he dropped, you know. So he, you know, it's a lot of adrenaline. When you're on this level, everybody ain't cut up to be at the top. Everybody ain't cut out like that, because it's a whole different ball game when it's money time. Money time, people get tight. They get tight. So but they got a lot to go on with this, and I think the Yankees got a kind of team that could come back, but they got to make some adjustments. But the Dodgers, there's no doubt in my mind, they should be back, and they should win another ring or two. I wouldn't be surprised if Dave Roberts goes after a Joe Torre kind of run with that squad because they're that good. So that's my thoughts and takes how the season ended. It was disappointing as a Yankee fan, but hey, the Dodgers were the better team, and you got to tip your cap, your hat, however you tip. You got to give what credit is due. They were just better, period. Please like, subscribe, work on thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like. Hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay true, stay woke, stay free, stay honest. And just acknowledge. That's it.